Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Pearson, your elementary ELL teacher. Today we're going to go over the vocabulary words and pictures for second grade journeys lesson 11. And our anchor text is Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin, pictures by Betsy Lewin. For this lesson, we're going to turn and talk. That means I'm going to ask you a question about the pictures. You're going to think about your answer, and you're going to pair up with a partner at home, or you can be my virtual partner. And then you're going to share out loud in a complete sentence or sentences your answer. Before this lesson, you will need a pencil and a piece of paper or journal page. So if you don't have those things, push pause, get a pencil and paper, and when you're ready to join us, push play. You are going to divide the paper into 3 equal parts or thirds, and then you are going to write numbers 1 to 8. For each number, you're going to write the vocabulary word, and in the second column, you're going to write a synonym or short definition. And a synonym is a word that means the same. For example, combine is a synonym for mix, and mix is a synonym for combine. If you don't catch the synonym or short definition, that's okay. You can write the word a second time. In the third column, I want you to draw a quick picture or sketch to help you remember the word, because your brain will remember a picture even better than just writing the word. So let's go over our learning targets. I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story, Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. Here's our second learning target. I can talk about the vocabulary words and pictures. Success criteria. That means, how will you know you're successful at using pictures and context clues to help you understand the important words from the story Click, Clack, Moo? And how will you know you're successful about talking about the vocabulary words and pictures? Well, here are our steps to success. And we're going to reach those learning targets one step at a time. I will. Number 1, look closely at each group of pictures. Number 2, I will. Say what I notice about the pictures. How are they the same or similar? Number 3, read each word and its definition. Number 4, I will. Write each word 1 to 2 times, a synonym, and draw a quick picture or sketch. So write 1 to 2 times, write a synonym, and a quick picture. So let's go over our turn and talk rules. If you have a partner at home, you're eye to eye and knee to knee. You always face the speaker. And for number 2, first one person talks, the other person listens. Number 3, then the next person talks, the other person listens. And number 4, don't talk too long on your turn, or your partner will not have time for a turn. For each group of pictures, I'm going to ask you the same thing. What do you notice or see? And you can say, I notice, and tell me what you notice about 1, 2, or all 3 of the pictures. And then I will ask you, how are they all the same or similar? So then you will say, they all. And if you have a partner or if you agree with me, you can say, I agree. I agree with you because, and tell me why, or I disagree, and say, I disagree with you because, and tell me why. So, first group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice it looks like two people are having a hard time understanding each other. In the next picture, it looks like someone understands or knows something. And in the third picture, it looks like at first the person had questions, but then they understood. So, how are all these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show understand. So, I want you to write number one, understand. That's a compound word, under and stand. UNDERSTAND. Understand. Understand means to know what it means. Understand. And a synonym or another word that means the same could be know. 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 So in the first column, I want you to write understand, and then a synonym could be know. These children talk to each other with their hands. They understand sign language or they know sign language. Think about it. Do you or someone you know understand more than one language? Explain. Number two, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a person who is thinking about how and is confident about their strength or how strong they are. In the second picture, I see a girl visualizing herself winning, maybe in golf or getting reaching a goal. And in the third picture, I notice someone who is confident. So, how are all these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show believe. They all believe in themselves. Believe. So for number two, write believe. 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 Believe means think that it is real or true. Think that it is real or true. So these people in these pictures all believe in themselves. A synonym could be have faith. They have faith in themselves. They believe. So people clap if they believe or feel or have faith someone has done a good job. People clap if they believe or feel someone has done a good job. Think about it. Do you believe that plants can talk? Why or why not? So, number two is believe. Synonym could be have faith or feel. Next group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a group of people have come together and they're huddled together. In the second picture, I notice a family has come together at the table. Looks like they might be having family game night or they're ready to have a meal. And in the third picture, I notice again a lot of people have come together. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show gathered. So the root word is gather, 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 and then you have put the ed at the end, gathered. So now it's in the past tense, gathered. Gathered means to come together as a group. So all of these people have gathered together. They have come together as a group. So make sure you write gathered, Gather, gathered. A synonym could be together, together. The students gathered around the computer in order to see the screen. The students gathered around the computer in order to see the screen. Gathered. Think about it. Have you ever gathered with some of your friends? What did you do? Next group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice looks like someone's having a problem with their computer and they're frustrated. In the second picture, it looks like two people are confused. They might have a problem. And in the third picture, someone's getting upset as they're looking at their computer screen. So, how are all these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show problem. These people are all having a problem. 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 Problem, it means something that needs to be fixed. Something that needs to be fixed. So a synonym could be crisis or trouble. You could have a crisis, which is another word for problem, or trouble. Raise your hand if you have a problem or need help. So oftentimes when you have a problem, you need help. Or when you have a crisis or trouble, you need help. So think about it. Do you ever have a problem unzipping your jacket? So, do you ever have trouble unzipping your jacket? Next group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I see Donald Duck. His body language is showing me that he is very annoyed or upset or maybe impatient. He has his hands crossed to his chest and is stomping his foot. In the second picture, the emoji looks similar to Donald, maybe upset about something. And in the third picture, I notice a girl who is looking at her watch and stomping her foot. So, how are all these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show number 5, impatient. Impatient. Right. I am, patient. Patientnt. impatient, impatient. Impatient means not able to wait calmly, not able to wait calmly. Impatient. A synonym or word that means the same could be irritated or annoyed. Irritated or annoyed. You feel irritated when you feel impatient. You also might feel annoyed because you are not able to wait calmly. This girl looks impatient. She is tired of waiting so long. And look at her body language. She has her arms crossed, just like Donald Duck. And her face kind of looks like the other girl and the emojis. Think about it. What is something that makes you impatient? What makes you irritated, annoyed, and not able to wait calmly? Next group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice some people. It looks like they are asking for change. They want things to change. In the next picture, it looks like someone is saying something over a loudspeaker. In the third picture, it looks like some people are standing up and demanding something. They want something. So how are these pictures the same or similar? They all show demand. So in the first picture, they're demanding human rights. Demand, demand, D-E-M-A-N-D, demand, demand. Demand means to firmly tell someone to do something. Demand. Firmly tell someone to do something. Demand could also mean a synonym, insist or command. Insist, I insist, or I demand, or I command you to do something. These lights and sirens demand or insist or command that everyone get out of the way. Think about it. Did you ever demand that someone do something for you? What was it? Demand. Number 7. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I noticed that an ant is carrying an elephant. In the second picture, I noticed that a person's legs are tied together in a knot. In the third picture, I noticed that a balloon is lifting a large, heavy weight. So, how are all these pictures the same or similar? They all they all show something that is impossible. It is impossible for an ant to carry an elephant. It is impossible to tie your legs like that in a knot. And it is impossible for that small balloon to lift such a heavy weight. Impossible. 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 Cannot be done. That is impossible. It cannot be done. A synonym or a word that means the same could be unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I do not believe it. It cannot be done. Unbelievable, impossible. Cannot be done. It is impossible to hear when there is so much noise. Think about it. What is impossible for a pet dog to do? Last group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a very scary looking monster. In the second picture, I notice someone who looks so angry that there is literally smoke coming out of her ears. And in the third picture, I notice a very angry or furious emoji face. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? They all, well, they all show furious, full of fury, furious, 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 furious. Furious means very mad or angry. They all look furious, very mad or angry. A synonym or a word that means the same, angry. Babies cry when they are angry. This baby is furious, very mad, very angry, furious. Think about it. How does someone who is furious look? Well, we have four great examples here. These are all pictures of what someone looks like if they are furious. It is time now to check your words. If you need to, you can pause at the end of each of the four words to make sure you have all of them written down and have drawn a quick sketch along with a synonym or short definition. Number one, understand, knows what it means. Understand. Number two, believe, think that it is true or real. Have faith, believe. Number three, gathered, come together as a group. Gathered. And if you noticed, I highlighted understand under understand. Knows, I highlighted knows. It's a synonym for understand. Under believe, I highlighted faith. That's a synonym for believe. And gathered, I highlighted together. That's a synonym for gathered. Number four, problem, something that needs to be fixed. Crisis or trouble. I highlighted crisis and trouble. So please check your words. Make sure you have your words 1 through 4, a synonym or short definition for each, and a quick sketch. So this is a good time to get caught up. Push pause. Make sure you have your word, your synonym, and your picture for each of the 4 words. When you are finished, push play. All right, number 5, impatient, not able to wait calmly, irritated or annoyed. Again, I highlighted irritated or annoyed. Is a synonym for impatient. Number 6, demand, firmly tell someone to do something. insist or command, demand. Number 7, impossible, cannot be done, unbelievable, impossible. And number 8, furious, very mad or angry, furious. All right, make sure you have written words 5 to 8. And in the next column, you've written a synonym, and I've highlighted some synonyms. And in the third and final column, draw a quick picture or sketch for these 4 words. Push pause, finish all these words, the synonym and sketch, and when you're finished with words 5 to 8, push play. All right, now at the top of your paper, I want you to reflect, time to reflect on your learning. Did you hit the learning target? Did you reach it? I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story. Click, clack, moo, cows that type. Would you give yourself a 4? I could teach this lesson. I easily said what I noticed about each group of pictures and how they were the same. Would you give yourself a 3? I was able to say what I noticed about most of the pictures and how they were the same. Or would you give yourself a 2? I was able to say what I noticed about some of the pictures and how they were the same. Or would you give yourself a 1? I was not able to say what I noticed about any of the pictures or how they were the same. How do you think you did in reaching our learning target? Would you give yourself a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1? Write it on your paper. Now, if you haven't already, it's the end of the lesson. Time to challenge yourself. Make sure you have written all 8 words, a synonym in the second column. And then if you haven't already, draw a quick picture or sketch for each word. Thank you, boys and girls, for doing lesson 11, vocabulary for Click, Clack, Moo. Have a great day.